boy.
All right. So
Yeah,
this
that's
this
watch
app
that all
don't
the way
want us to.
through.
They don't want to do this 45. They don't want us to do over 45 minutes.
It
Yeah. When did you watch the rest of it? You watched the whole thing 45 minutes. I mean, 3
this morning.
hours. Dang. Yo, you straight up depressed, Joe Bangles. Hey, I didn't even know you was like
I
that,
was like,
son. You sad?
"Hey, son,
It's
sad
so
dog.
sad. Hey,
Sad
sad
had to go
dog.
get coffee." I was like, "Oh damn."
Yeah, hey, get you an energy drink,
Oh,
something to boost the morale here, bro. Cause good
yeah,
Lord, that's a
had to boost that morale, man.
that ain't no joke.
That's a toe. That's why I wanted to get out the way first. So I was like, "Man,
You
let me
know
get this
what?
out real
Like,
quick."
yeah. It's inside you, now it's outside of you. So you're good now. You're good now.
Now it's outside. So good now. Now we can laugh.
Mm-hmm. Ha 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 ha. Oh, we gonna laugh, Joe Angel. Ah,
Oh,
ha,
we
ha,
gonna laugh.
ah, ah, ha, ha, ah, ha, ha. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
All right. The long awaited, long awaited,
the
darling.
long-awaited darling
All
and
right.
the Franxx.
Got that right there. All
Mm-hmm,
right.
mm-hmm.
Let's get to it. And three, two, and one. Hey everybody, welcome back to Anime Me Pod. It's me, Joy's co-host Al. We are here to bring you some more anime, y'all.
Booyah, boy. Actually, we doing something special. This here is a recap of anime we've already
Special.
done before. Here on Anime Me, a podcast where two friends show you how to love, watch, listen to anime, one episode, first episode at a time, dropping every one of these podcasts every Monday, wherever you listen to podcasts. Join in, boys and girls.
Wherever you listen to podcasts, wherever you watch podcasts, guys, because we do
Mm-hmm,
bring you
mm-hmm.
new animes, we do bring you some goodies and ODs, but we do bring you the recaps. And today we are recapping the long awaited part two to our Add Love episode podcast for Darling and the Franxx.
Speaking of
Okay.
recapping, yo, dog, you capping, okay? You capping about this here,
You can't have it.
about this here anime. You know what? Okay, you know what? We're doing Darling and
It's,
the Franxx, Darling and the Franxx. I will let me before we get into it. I'm gonna go ahead and give us a synopsis here so that we can catch everybody up.
recap the synopsis. Yeah.
Recap the synopsis here. Double it up, son. Okay. Uh, the distant future. Humanity established the mobile fort city plantation upon the ruined wasteland. Within the city were pilot quarters, Mistiltine? What? I don't know what that
Michelin.
is. Michelin? I don't
Mistletoe.
know.
Mistletoe. Yeah.
Otherwise known as the birdcage.
Michelin Man.
Michelin Man. That is where the children live. Joanna, you know I can't read, bro. Their only mission in life was the fight. Their enemies are the mysterious giant organisms known as Kiryu. I don't, man, forget it, Joe Angel. The children operate robots known as Franxx in order to face these still unseen enemies. I'm not liking this synopsis, by the way. Among them was a boy who was called the child prodigy, code number 016, Hiro. One day, a mysterious girl called 02 appears in front of Hiro. Oh no, I lost my synopsis. It got tired of me. The last part of it is, I found you, my darling, quote unquote. That is a wild synopsis. A little too much already.
Yeah, dog. This Crazy show. Ain't gonna
This
lie.
show is
Very
wild.
very different from our last recap we did over
Uh,
Takopi by a long shot.
yeah, like by like a couple million long shots. Okay,
Yeah.
remind me though. I think this show doesn't have like this is like an OVA kind of, right?
Yeah. So this one was an anime uh that had a manga simultaneously coming out with it. So the manga wasn't before; it was coming
Oh,
out during,
at the same
as
time.
the yeah at the same time.
Now, let
Um,
me. Here's the thing. And maybe you can fill me in on this. I feel like shows like this, or I mean, like if they drop once a week or something like that, or even if
yeah.
there's mangas, there are issues that are being dropped once a week. Do you think that the writers would change their story according to like the feedback they're getting?
So I did read the manga of this.
Okay.
Uh, so it follows the anime up to about volume 4. So from volume 4, because it has 8 volumes total.
Uh-huh.
Um, so from volume 4 on, it's a completely kind of different ending that we get
Okay. Okay, so
from the
where do
anime.
you think it like where is the departure in the source material? Because here's the thing, I will tell you that I was truly okay, here's how the show went for me. Okay. Was there like 20, 22, 24 episodes?
24 episodes. Yeah,
So like
24.
I start off and I'm like, maybe. And then I'm watching, I'm like, okay, I don't know. Okay, yeah, maybe. That's weird, but whatever. I'll keep going. And then it hit a point where I was like, yes. Okay, now it is starting to answer some questions for me. I'm starting to get it. And then I was like, but no, though, what are they doing? And then I'm like, okay, but maybe they got something to say. And then I'm like, no, they don't got anything to say. And then I'm like, okay, what's happening? Like this is me the
let me
whole
guess. Let
time.
me guess.
Like,
Let me guess. Let me guess.
uh,
You're up to it until about episode 15.
yes,
Episode 15 got you.
I think it was about that. Okay, like I could look past. Okay, the way they drive, the way they drive these robots. Okay, so like I'm gonna I'm gonna see if I can try to be as fast as possible in a synopsis. There's a character. Hero 016, there's a character 02. They're connected
Yeah.
some way. You have to, these kids are paired up so that they can fly these mech machines so they can fight these monsters that are coming out of the earth.
Yeah.
And humanity needs them to do this. These kids are being grown in a lab or kind of something like that, and
Yeah.
their only sole mission is to, fight these monsters. And that's pretty much it, except for there's some
Child
things that happen in
soldiers.
between. Child labor laws are ruining this
Yeah.
country. No big deal. I'm fine with it.
We did
uh,
it.
what I'm saying? Like, but the way they drive these mechs, that was the first time I saw it, because I think the first episode, I don't know if you truly see it,
Yeah.
but then the next
You
episode, I think you
kind of
you
get an
see
idea.
they're
But all right, we're gonna get into
it's
heavy spoilers, obviously.
okay,
But
heavy
it is
spoilers.
a very sexualized imagery on
Uh,
how they drive these, because Pervy Robotnik is a
Pervy
devious
Robotnik.
man who hasn't been
I got it
stopped.
written down. Pervy Robotnik. He was like, the only way to drive this thing is to have a lady
And the
on her
guy,
hands and knees, yeah, and then the guy behind her with the like handlebars on her butt. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I'm not gonna
yeah,
sugarcoat it. That's what's happening. It's just like,
yeah.
yo, dude, like that's the only way. Yeah, you can't like, hey, I'll sit next to you, you sit next to me,
Yeah,
like co-pilot pilot stuff.
yeah,
Have you? You know,
yeah.
airplanes have a co-pilot.
Airplanes.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, like like in a
Oh,
fighter jet, there's a guy in the front and there's a guy in the
yeah,
back, but they're both sitting straight up in a
yeah,
chair, saying like
straight
a
up,
regular. But
yeah,
no, this is, hey, you know what? This is the only way to drive it. You
yeah,
have this steering wheel
yeah.
handlebar
On your butt, yeah,
pants on your butt, and I'm gonna be like, thankfully they don't show it too often. They cut away when, like, like when any of that is happening, because we don't need to see
yeah.
this man going like, like steering this robot like,
Oh yeah.
oh dude,
We don't
I
need to see it, but
was,
we hearing stuff
well, yeah,
because the dialogue in this.
we're
But by the
definitely
way,
here.
if you love the English version of Ghost Stories, if you love that English dub, this show, both sub and dub, will gives it a run for its money in the dialogue they have with each other. Like
Dude, yes.
I watched this whole series in both Japanese dub
This,
and
oh
I
my
stomach the
god,
English dub,
you're
but they're
wild.
saying the same stuff, and I was just writing every single line down that just made me laugh so hard.
Yo, there's some stuff that, so the suggestive talk when they're like, get there, the kids would like be in these mechs, the Franks, and they're like,
The Franks.
there's the suggestive stuff that they said, like, we're doing it, and they're
Yeah, we're doing this. I
we're
can
doing
we're
this.
connect there's one line I wrote. There's one line I wrote. It goes, I'm I'm going deeper and deeper into
Yeah,
the truth.
yes, that's the one, dude. That's the one. I'm like, this is
Dude,
ridiculous, dude. Like, I can't believe they, I can't
like
believe you. I can't,
even if you
I
turn the
can't do
screen
it.
away or off, if you still have the audio, they're still gonna catch you.
Yeah, they still get you, bro. Like, I have my headphones on, and I'd be watching this show, and then every now and then, the missus will walk in and be like, what are you watching? What's happening here?
Yeah,
And
Jim.
I'm
Why
like,
you in the corner looking over?
yeah, 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 yeah. You know what? Get out of here. This ain't for you. Okay. I don't know who this is
Yeah.
for. But like, okay, so, but like, for real though, there were some moments though. There were
Yeah.
some moments that I was like, oh, they're
Uh,
saying some stuff. Like, they're
yeah.
like, this is like, the world, we ourselves are parasites. I get to thinking about this stuff like existentially. I'm
Yeah.
watching, and they're like, they call these kids parasites,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, like, if you think about us as like human beings,
Yeah.
living in a womb, eating off of
Yeah.
your mother, you are a parasite. We are also on this earth
Yeah.
kind of consuming the world, and we are also parasites.
Yeah.
And they kind of touch on this
Yeah,
stuff.
you mentioned this in the last podcast too.
So,
You alluded to humans being parasites.
exactly. And so they mention this kind of stuff, and you
Yeah.
think that's where we're going, and we're starting to like, but then like by episode 12 to
Yeah.
15, they're like, you know what? Forget all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's freaking party, bro. You know,
Yeah.
let's like,
It was like,
let's just,
uh,
let's just do whatever we want.
uh, let's stagger this. All right, let's get surface level stuff, and then we'll get the deep stuff. Uh,
Yeah.
because surface level stuff, it's obvious. Like it is so
Yeah.
fan service. Even in like I said, because I read the manga too.
Hmm.
The manga is so much more uh pervy
Okay.
as far as what they show. I don't know, like
Oh, snap.
what if you think everything
Yeah.
they you watch that you see in the anime,
Uh-huh.
it's like three times as much in the manga version.
Here the,
Because they showing
yeah, go
stuff in
ahead.
the manga.
They showing things. I mean, I'm looking at the thing. It
Yeah,
says it's for the
yeah,
the 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 rating system is 14
yeah,
plus. So they're going in
yeah.
on it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like 14
Which I
plus.
think I wrote it.
Ah,
I think I wrote it down somewhere. I think it was. Oh, it was. Let me see if I can.
sexualized imagery
It was 14 plus for sexualized imagery, violence, and
and violence,
violence,
S-
which I
and
forgot.
some sort of
Which
like,
I guess
yeah.
Japan. Yeah, Japan's
It,
just like you know what? That's 14 plus. They're old enough. you know?
Yeah, come on. They know what it is
Yeah,
about, like what it's like
yeah,
to like drive a robot machine
yeah.
and be on all fours for no reason whatsoever.
They all took health class. They know what it is.
Dude, you know what it is. Dude, it is like here's the thing about this show is that yeah, at points I really felt like they were saying something. Like they were like, "Oh, we have like some existential things to kind of like open up and some like and they do and there's some points that they get to where I'm like, "Oh, snap, they're cooking." You know what I'm saying? And they open
Yeah,
up like Pandora's box on some stuff that is just like oh, this is like metaphorical. And then
yeah,
a couple episodes later, or like almost immediately, they just kind of shut it down. And I'm like, what? Why didn't we revisit that? Or how come these loose
yeah,
ends are being tied up the way that they are? It's a
yeah.
little. It's a little wild. A little. What am I talking about? It's a lot wild. You know what I'm saying?
It's a
Like
lot. Wild.
I had so many questions. Okay, so
uh,
like Pervy
so
Doctor
robotic.
Pervy Doctor Robotnik has done this, but I'm like, how did he? So he what? Here's what happened. Spoiler: there is
Spoiler.
this alien being that he came across years ago, and she is a like a demon princess thing, a demon princess
Yeah,
alien thing somehow here's my first question. How did he get her DNA to clone her? Because in essentially eventually she is 02 is this like demonic or this
her clone.
demon
Yeah,
kind of yeah she's a clone of this alien demon thing, but I'm like how
the
did you get the
Claxor
DNA?
princess.
Klaxor
Yeah,
princess, how did you get the they just started introducing stuff. So then I'm like, how did that
yeah,
happen? Also, where did these other aliens come from? Who is the
yeah,
Illuminati that's up there controlling them? Where are they? You know, and then also, it just all I
yeah,
got were questions. And because they just started introducing stuff like 14, episode
yeah,
14, 15, they're like, yeah, yeah, we're doing it. And then they're like, you know what? Let's just let's just introduce some other aliens.
yeah,
Let's just introduce this other thing. Let's,
yeah,
like let's open up Pandora's box on this stuff. Let's jump 3 to 5 years
yeah.
into the future. Let's, like,
Let's get shown in with this. Let's
yeah,
just
let's get
get
shown it with
anime.
this mug. You know what I'm saying? Like we want to see some explosions. That's what I was like,
Yeah,
where would they be listening to the reviews and like change their view or change the story for the fans? You know?
yeah.
Is
So,
that what happened?
so all in, like I said, it was at they were simultaneous at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the fight between when they fight the snake or like the earthworm, the two ended Claxord that they fight,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Moho class Claxord that they fight, the Minotaur looking one. In the
Mm-hmm.
manga, that's actually happening at the same time. So this is where like that around that time it's when the manga starts to differ and go in a different direction. Um,
Okay.
we do see the Verm uh, in the manga, but they're not the big bad. Like they're just almost observers, like the Watchers in Marvel.
Uh-huh.
They're
Yeah.
just there watching. um, in the manga, the way it ends is vastly different than the anime.
Okay. Give it to
Um,
me then.
in the manga, it ends. So the Claxor Princess, we still get the big Apis kind of looking thing, or
Yeah.
um,
The
Star
her
Eternity, because
their final form. Their
the
final
Claxor
form.
Princess takes over that. Yeah, their final form. Um, and then we still kind of get uh some of the same scenes, but in different places. So
Uh-huh.
we still get a hero going 202 side, rushing at the end to get to her. But instead of it being Ichigo and Goro carrying him to her, it's actually Mitsuru and I'm gonna go ahead and call her Rizpunzel because Kokoro is
Rapunzel.
a girl that needs to be. locked up and checked. Like
Yo,
she's too crazy.
yeah, yeah,
She
yeah.
needs to be stopped. you know,
Chaos, chaos, and the
Rapunzel over here. We'll get to her in a minute.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Honestly,
but both of them, they're carrying Hiro because all in all, we in the story we do figure out that Hiro and Zero Two have met before. They've met in the past when
yes.
they were kids. Hiro
Hmm.
found her. They found each other. They ran away together. Uh, that's where she first heard the word "darling," because they had promised as kids to get married in the future. But they got caught, got their memories wiped, and then Hiro forgot all about her. But he had made a so Hiro was basically their leader from the time they were kids for the group.
Yeah,
Um,
because
so
he
everybody
is
looked up to
like
him. He gave,
special.
yeah, yeah, he is special. He was a prodigy. Uh, he had basically gave everybody their names and the
Yeah,
idea of
because
names.
here's the thing.
But
They
he,
each
yeah,
are going by code names. They all go by, numbers,
yeah,
016, 017,
016,
whatever.
yeah,
But he's like, my name is Hiro, your name is Kokoro, and all this kind of
yeah,
stuff. You know what I imagine
yeah.
though is after that, they like all had like jerseys or like leather
Jerseys with
jackets
their names on the back.
with their names on it, or either they're driving like
yeah,
A
yeah.
Chevy S10, and it's got their
A
back,
Chevy, yeah.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, mira,
It's
mira
got
mi
Squad 13 on the back of it.
Chevy
Mira mi
S10 with
Chevy.
my Kokoro Garcia. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, I want to see
yeah.
that on the back of that Klaxus,
Dude, crazy.
the Franxx, bro. The Franxx got
yeah, the
the
Claxons were. That
with
breaks.
the in old English, bro. Like freaking Hito, bro.
old English. Old English, yeah. you
Old
know.
English. On the back of that Franxx, like, mira, my
yeah.
Chevy S10 Franxx that
Mira,
says Hito on the
mira
back.
mi Chevy.
Me
yeah.
Chevy. That's what I wanted to see, bro. That would have been better, saying
Bro.
like. Anyway, go on, go on.
what we got at the end.
Hmm.
But yeah, so we get so Hiro had promised me to when they were kids that they would pilot a Franks together, fight alongside. And of course Hiro got his mind erased, forgot about it. Mitsudo's been holding a grudge against him this whole time because none of the
Hmm.
kids knew what
Hmm.
happened. They just knew that Hiro had left and came back different. Um so the manga, he Mitsudo and Koko are taking Hiro 202 and they kind of have their Hiro and Mitsudo are able to have kind of like a reconciliation moment
Yeah.
where Hiro's like, "Hey, I remember I made you a promise that I forgot and broke. I'm sorry." And Mitsudo's like, "Don't worry about it. That's been a long time ago." He's like, "What we're doing right now, I'm basically having you keep up your end of your promise by me taking you to 02." Um, and so in the manga, he gets to 02. Uh, in this version, this is basically when uh, their red version of Strelitzia that Hero and Zero Two come out with.
Hmm.
That happens at the end of the manga. And so when they're
Okay.
fighting the Klaxor princess, so they get red version, they fight, they ultimately win and beat her, um, and then everybody's like, "All right, the Klaxors are beaten, the war's over," and they kind of ended with Hero and Zero Two still alive in this version because in the anime they kind of basically just sacrifice themselves to
Wait.
save humanity.
So
Uh,
wait. In the manga, do they not go to outer space? Or
no,
that's the class
so
they okay.
yeah, that's that they. So in the anime they went outer space because they had brought in the Verm, which were the aliens that were coming from outer
Kind of
space.
control it. Yeah.
So, but in the manga, yeah, in the manga, the creator he wrote I kind of wanted to go a different path with the manga versus the anime,
Uh-huh.
because he kind of wanted to do like a what if type scenario, with the
Yeah.
manga. So that's why
Yeah.
he decided to make these changes
It's too
with
much.
everything, like with the yeah, because the anime was a lot. It was
It's
crazy.
a lot.
It
It's
was
a
way
lot.
too much.
They try to cover a whole lot of ground
Yeah,
and space, and it was too much to try to fit in. They feel
yeah,
like they were shoehorning so much stuff. So like, yeah, just go,
yeah.
keep going, keep going, keep going.
Yeah, just kill. Yeah. So in the manga, he was like, you know what? I'm not gonna worry about that stuff. I'm just gonna worry about this stuff. So everybody's alive at the end, basically,
Mm.
of the
Mm-hmm.
manga. Uh, there are other key differences. So going back to Kokoro, to Rapunzel,
Rapunzel.
uh, Rapunzel, she still kind of has a thing for Mitsuru. Um, but in the show, we get to
Yo,
see,
yo.
we
For a
get to
14-year-old.
see
How old are these kids,
for
by the way?
14
Because
years. Yeah.
they're kids. They're kids. And they're
Yeah.
like,
They,
hey,
they,
like
yeah.
maybe we should
Hey,
have
yeah.
I don't even know how to do this.
Yeah.
They don't,
Yeah.
they don't even know what a kiss is. They're like, what's a kiss? What do you do?
So, yeah. They have no idea what anything is. So we get that in the show. In the manga, he doesn't do it. Like he like
Oh.
it at the end of the eighth volume, he does his afterwards of like
Uh-huh.
why he made the changes he made and stuff. And he mentioned it. He's like, I know a lot of viewers who are reading the manga were anticipating that scene, but he was like,
Oh.
but what I was trying to do with the manga, I kind of just left that out, just to like make the manga a little bit more different, a different
Yeah.
story. It's like I
Yeah.
didn't want to follow the anime completely. I want to change some stuff just to give it a different feel of like if this were to happen, this is, this one thing will lead to these changes over here.
Which, by the way,
Because
I
we do have an
love
episode 2. Yeah.
I like the way they kind of like they just kind of suggested what they do is they do that old school 90s
Yeah.
thing where they're like get to the point
Yeah.
and then it's the next day
The close up
and
kiss
yeah, close up
morning.
kiss
Yeah.
morning and then he's just like how do you like your eggs? Scrambled.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Scramble.
yeah. Go on, go on.
Bruh. But yeah, so we have a scene where they're fighting a Klaxor, the jellyfish one,
Hmm.
and Goro and Ichigo's Franxx Delphinium gets caught up in the jellyfish. So in anime, Goro ejects Ichigo to save her,
Uh-huh.
uh, but in the manga, Ichigo actually ejects Goro to save him. So that
Oh,
situation, that episode is still the same in the manga. They just
but they
switch Goro and Ichigo's roles. Yeah, and
that's weird.
Zero in the manga, 02 was the one who found Delphinium. In the anime, they kind of already know where it's at in the Klaxor. The manga,
Hmm.
they have no idea. They just think she's gone and dead. But 02 was able to kind of figure out where she was in the Klaxor. They're able to go rescue her, do the whole scene. It's just them reverse. But we still have the ending of where a girl confesses to Ichigo, "Hey, I love you," because, like we said, this whole time during this whole series, these are kids. They were basically just made to fight and die for the sake of the adults that are there.
Hmm.
So they have no idea what any emotions are. But we learn in the show that because the adults they thought they basically made immortality real, but
Hmm.
at the cost of reproduction.
Yeah.
So they had to give up their reproduction systems to be immortal. But whenever the Klaxor showed up, uh, and they found out, hey, you had to have a male and a female Pleiadian Lindes. Not only that, they had to have their reproduction organs to pilot the Franxx. And so that's why they started making the kids with their reproductive organs. So
Yeah.
that's why these kids they're basically going through puberty throughout this whole show. So
Yeah.
this is really is a coming of age story because these are kids who have these emotions, have no idea what's going on, and they're trying to figure out what is going on. And they're learning what love is. They're learning, basically they're being open to the world as they go through these situations and everything. And
Yeah.
going through puberty. They're becoming adults.
And so that was the thing that I was like, they kind of jumped the shark. Well, the kind of they did. Like there are some interesting moments and reveals that could have been had a little bit more weight, a little bit more gravity. They kind of just brush past some stuff that I'm like, no, man, like let's go ahead and let's let that be the thing because the first,
yeah,
first episode to the 15th episode, you are
yeah,
like, you find some reveals, like of some things.
yeah,
They're questioning a bunch of stuff. If eventually they kind of find out that there's that they're being controlled or they're being
yeah,
like just used or there's like there are some things
yeah.
that happen. I mean, I can't remember his name, but he's the young one who runs off on his own and he finds what I would think is probably his mom, maybe in one of the
Zorome, Zorome.
Zorme. Yeah, Zorme
Yeah.
finds his mom.
I yeah
Do you think that
think
that's who it is, maybe, or maybe it's his aunt?
it
But
it is a. I think it's the caretaker who took care of
uh-huh.
him when he was a kid in the garden
Oh, okay, okay, yeah,
because
yeah,
we're
yeah.
getting flashbacks during that
Of
scene, but it's
yeah.
her flashbacks. It's kind of like the Obi-Wan kind of thing
Uh-huh.
where we had the episode where they had a young Anakin and Obi-Wan fighting and training,
Mm-hmm,
but
mm-hmm.
the whole time it was actually Vader's memories and not Obi-Wan's of that scene. So those scenes we get of Zorome as a kid are hers. So it's kind of alluding to the fact that because Zorome is talking to her too and saying like, I for some reason I feel like I know you. You feel
Yeah.
really familiar to me. I just can't picture it. And I think they're alluding to the fact that she was the one who basically kind of raised him and took care of him as a kid.
Okay. So there are some strong moments, like I think the one thing that they can hang their hat on that I like was enjoying is that we find that 016 Hiro, our protagonist,
Mm,
in 02 uh were connected, years before. Like they came across
yeah,
each other and they had a special bond. There was a special connection that they
yeah.
had that was it's that
They were
whole
the
like
Dijon mustard.
they were the Dijon mustard, the flightless bird, one wing bird and
Yeah,
the other wing, and if they fuse together, they can fly
yeah.
together.
Fly.
And
Yeah.
what was the bird? What was the bird? It's not called the Dijon. It's like
The John, the Gian. It's
The
like J
Jian,
I A N. The I think it's pronounced the
Jian,
John or something, but it
the
is
Jian.
a Chinese mythological creature.
Okay.
So it is
So,
what
but
it is. Like what they explained, that is from Chinese mythology.
okay, that's cool. So, what I'm saying? Like, but so they have some stuff like that, and like we come to find
Yeah,
out that they find this out, like, way later on, like, oh, we knew each other
yeah,
back then, and
yeah,
we have a special bond that transcends, and that's what I think ultimately the
yeah,
overarching thing is that love will conquer all, and
yeah,
like that love. Good grief,
yeah,
though, we find I can't even remember what episode it is, but she says he's my darling. Probably, I don't know, no joke,
yeah.
52 times in one episode. And over again. It was almost the same dialogue the entire, that's all she could say. That's all she could say. They were like, we need something for her to say. It's like, we'll just say that he's my darling
Yeah,
and that he needs me and
darling.
that's my
Yeah,
darling.
darling, darling,
Yeah,
darling.
darling, darling, darling. I was like, all right, I get it. I get it. You need him and you need each other and he's your darling. And I was kind of I was starting to grow a little weary. I was like, they've got to give her something else to say. It was
Yeah.
but there's some points. There's some points in there. Like there was a point where I can't remember the name of this one character, but she comes to finds out that well, one of the characters likes one of the other female characters. It's two female characters, and she doesn't know how to deal with
uh,
herself.
Ikuno, Ikuno, and Ichigo. Ikuno
Yeah,
is
and
basically
Ichigo.
in love with Ichigo.
Everybody loves them some Ichigo. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's the blue hair maybe.
yeah.
But like
It's blue
but
hair.
the blue hair gets them, but like they just kind of brush past that. I was like, "Oh, this is going to be another thing that they kind of like
Yeah,
try to like suss out and figure
yeah,
out another difficult thing." And they're like,
yeah,
"Yeah. All right, next thing." You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
let's
Next
move
thing,
on.
yeah. All right,
I'm like, "Come on, man. Like,
check,
go ahead
go.
and go ahead and dig into this this thing that's like a difficult thing to try to explain and try to understand." And they're just like, we can't explain and understand. Let's move on." I can't do it.
So this. this situation happens in the manga
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
come drastically differently. So
What? Oh my
we get
gosh.
it where she's confessing to her they're in their rooms, in their dorms,
Uh-huh.
on the bed.
Yeah.
We get the whole scene. Ikuno's telling her like, you know, I love you because we find out that Ichigo is the one who gave Ikuno her name because the way Hiro was kind of doing it was going based off their codes. For
Yeah.
Ikuno, it was Ikudo, I think, but people were like the kids were making fun of her, and Ichigo came and kind of just like moved the letter. It's like, hey, your name's Ikuno now. And so that was the moment Ikuno fell in love with Ichigo. We get that same story in the manga. The way that scene happens, they're in the bath and they're both in the
Okay.
nude. The manga's showing this, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Like
Uh-huh.
you
Yeah,
see
yeah, yeah,
everything
yeah, yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
manga.
All that.
Uh
Yeah, okay,
this
okay.
whole scene
Uh-huh.
happens in the bath. Completely different situation in film.
Oh my gosh. I was just okay. So little side story here. That used to be a thing.
Yeah.
Like, we I was watching. You ever seen the movie Bring It On? You know what I'm talking about with Bring It On, the cheerleader movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Too early. It's
Yeah.
early. It's like probably the year 2000. And I felt like back in the day, like all these like teen movies and stuff like that, or like 80s or 70s, 90s movies, they all had these
Yeah.
scenes that Japan now like has co-opted and it puts it in everything. They're always in the shower. Like there's a shower scene and they're all like,
Yeah.
and I'm watching Bring It On and they're in a locker room and the girls are undressing and kind of dressing and you go, when was
Yeah.
the last time they made an American movie where a scene like this took place, where there were people in a locker room, girls
Yeah.
in a locker room changing? And I'm like, or, and it's always the thing, it's always the fan service move in, Japanese anime where
In that,
they're in a
yeah.
shower. They're in a shower talking. Like, we gotta have this shower
Yeah.
scene. And so the whole fan service thing is happening for real all the time. They just like
Yeah.
put it there. I'm surprised they didn't. Why didn't they just go there? They were already going there everywhere else.
Yeah.
There's the scene. I don't remember what
Yeah.
monster it was. One of the Klaxosaurs like dropped some sort of jelly stuff on their Franks on their mechs, and it doesn't do anything to them, but it
Oh
seeps
yeah.
through the Franks, and it starts to like melt
Yeah.
their clothes away, and it's very suggestive.
Yeah.
These girls are like on their hands and knees. I don't even know. They don't even have. They're not. I don't
Yeah.
even know what they're doing. Are they doing anything that they could just? They're a steering wheel. They're just a steering wheel. They're just. I'm trying. I was trying to think of like
They're just
maybe
a
there's some
steering
sort
wheel.
of.
Yeah.
But anyways, their clothes starts to melt away. Like it doesn't do anything to anything else. Like the this jelly whatever is
Yeah.
doing nothing to anything else except for melting these girls' clothes away. And the guys are like
Yeah.
blushing and stuff. They're like, "Oh my gosh, your clothes is falling off." I was just
Yeah.
like, "What is
Yeah.
happening?" Because I before that there were some
Bruh.
things that were happening in the show that I was like, "Oh snap, they're cooking!" Like the
Yeah.
scientist has he is doing something devious. Is he actually a good guy? Is he a bad guy? Like
Yeah.
the adults, are they good guys? Are they bad guys? And then they're like, "Yeah, but your clothes is
Yeah.
melting off. And that's cool too, right?" I'm like,
Yeah.
what are we doing?
There's so much
What am
stuff.
I watching?
Uh,
What's happening?
there is it's just funny. We do get the beach episode too
Oh,
in this whole
yes.
series.
Which I
In
thought
this
was
whole
like, why?
series, even in
I
the
thought
dystopian future,
yeah,
there's a
I
beach
was like,
episode.
I thought that was only put in for like filler. I thought those were filler episodes for like, hey, we're still writing some
Yeah.
stuff. But they already written this stuff. This is just them like, that's just a thing we do
Yeah.
now. It's a beach episode,
Yeah. It's just yeah.
right? Is that
They
in the
needed time to
manga?
come up with their ending, I guess. Yeah, it's in the manga. So in the manga, we get the beach episode and stuff. But at the end of the beach episode, Ichigo and Hiro are walking together because throughout this whole series, Ichigo is in love with Hiro. Um, Everybody can kind of tell, notice, except for Hiro. Hiro's just blind to this.
Typical.
Um, and then we get So in that scene, they kind of just at the end look up at the stars. She's about to tell him, but he's all like, "Hey, look, shooting stars," and she just kind of like uses that to like, "Oh, probably this is not the right moment." In the manga, they had that scene, but she actually kisses him and kind of almost
Mm,
confesses to him at that point in the manga, and
yeah.
so he has an idea of how she feels in the manga. Um, which, by the way, too, back to this whole thing with it's from episode 13, 14, and 15. We kind of get the backstory of Zero Two and Hiro meeting, knowing each other,
Hmm.
meet and like figuring it out that hey, we've known each other this whole time. We just forgot. In the manga, Zero Two actually knows and remembers who Hiro is. Hiro doesn't because Hiro's mind
Oh,
was erased.
the
In the
entire
manga,
time.
Zero Two had kind of was able to keep in the manga, Zero Two was able to keep her memories and knows who Hiro is to her. And
Hmm.
there's a scene in the manga where she's like, he still doesn't remember who I am. But in the show, both of them are kind of just she just knows that she has to find her way back to her darling,
Hmm.
and Hiro for some reason has this special connection with her. And the whole thing in the show, Zero Two is known as partner killer because she basically drains everybody, all the guys who pilot her with her. She basically drains them of their life force because she has been told and given the idea that if she kills a certain amount of Klaxors, she can become human.
So
Because the picture book
that's.
that she has,
Hmm.
yeah,
Go on, go on.
yeah, because so the picture book she has, she's basically like, this is my life.
Okay.
This picture book that we see and get reference to. And so she's the demon princess who wants to become human to live with her prince, her darling. Um, but at the end of it, she is going to become a monster again and leave. But she's basically like, hey, I need to find my darling. The Illuminati lied to her, saying like, "Hey, yeah, you can become human if you kill Samurai Klaxors." Um,
Yeah.
and so that's what she's been doing this whole time, just fighting, fighting, killing, killing, killing. And then, like I said, we get 13, 14, 15. We get the back. She's about to kill Hiro and drain him of his life force, but Hiro kind of like, since he's already connected to her because he's ingested her blood
Hmm.
when they were younger.
Hmm.
Um, he's able to go into her memories and realize like, oh hey, we've known each other this whole time, and then they're able to reconciliate and be like, hey, we know each other. And then after that, it still feel like for me it was still going good because we get the after effect of like the team like, hey, uh, we're gonna separate y'all two, and this is like another theme that they had of like um, kind of going back to Takopi of like you really don't know anybody's situation, but
Yeah.
you're trying to make decisions and find solutions for something you don't really know about.
Yeah.
Um, because all they saw was the surface of like she's a monster, she kills people. We're gonna protect Hiro, um, and Hiro not wanting to talk, not just communicating. If we would have said, "Hey guys, look, we know each other. This is it." He decides to keep it to himself. He's like, I gotta ask her. I gotta know. Instead of
Why,
just being like, hey
bro?
guys, this is what
Hey,
happened.
yeah,
Like, if you
easy.
would have said this in the beginning, that whole scene of her beating everybody up and leaving wouldn't have happened. Like, that could have all been avoided if he would have just been like, hey guys, look, this what happened in the cockpit. We got to figure this out. I think we know each other.
This is like the crux of a lot of like lazy like writing to create drama is something is not
Yeah,
said. So all they do is they just like let's not say that thing and keep someone in the dark and that will make them if you
yeah.
watch did you ever see Lost? Did you ever watch Lost? See any of that?
I think I watched the first season.
Yeah, you watch some of that. If you watch that show and just notice that every bit of all the drama that derives in that show. It all derives from the fact that somebody is withholding information. They walk in on a person, they go,
Yeah,
"Hey, what's the
somebody's
matter?"
not
And they
talking.
go, "Yeah," and they go, "No, I don't want to talk about it," and they walk away.
No,
Or,
then.
yeah, yeah, no, yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah,
And I mean, I guess it is in real life, truly. Like, if you
yeah,
do that, you are gonna
yeah,
create more drama and stir up things because you're not talking
yeah,
about something. But come on,
yeah.
man, we can't do it every time. That can't be the only move
Every time.
to create drama. Because, dude, I'm telling you, this
Yeah,
show was cooking. There were some things. I got to a certain point in the show when I was just like, this is all making sense. And I had talked to a friend
yeah,
of mine who had started the show, and he was like, "Yeah, it got weird, so I just stopped watching it." And I was in the middle of
yeah,
texting. I was about to text him. I was like, "Hey, man, jump
yeah.
back on this show. It's cooking, dog." You
Jump
know what I'm
back on
saying?
it,
Like,
get back in on
and
it.
then I got to the next episode. I was like, "What?"
It's like,
You know, like, what
what?
happened?
I do what?
I do what? Where are
Yeah,
we now? Like, man, because they're
yeah,
like you're saying. So they're the part where, like, they started answering questions that I was just like, yes, there you go.
yeah,
She is so driven. 02 is so driven to kill all these Klaxosaurs because she wants to be human, so she could be with her darling.
yeah,
And it was a promise that they made before. And so that's what's been driven. And so you go, okay, now we're cooking because this whole time I'm like, why is she so obsessed with killing all these Klaxosaurs?
yeah,
What is it, the whole thing? And you go, okay, now we're getting somewhere. But
yeah,
then
yeah,
there are some more questions that are just like not answered. They're just like, that's the
yeah,
only thing. And then, so like, the show could have been over probably, in 18 to 16 episodes as opposed to 24
yeah,
episodes. Because I'm like, this is all
yeah,
unnecessary. Like,
yeah.
I am not here for that big fleshy, what is it, Optimus Prime at the end, like their final form.
Oh,
I'm like, what
the
are these
Strelitzia True
str-
Apis.
true the true ape is, she
She turns
is
into
like,
the machine.
yeah, she is like, they are both,
Dude, it's so
they are
ridiculous.
now a super robot, and I'm
One.
like, are those, yeah, yeah, they're like one, they are one and connected together. She's got a dress, she's got a robot chest. I don't know, I'm just like, oh, dude. I was like, this is they're 2 years, they kind of keep jumping forward in the future. There's a part
Yeah,
where they're just off, and everybody else who was part of the
yeah.
what was their section 14, or what were
Uh,
they?
13.
Oh, they're
13.
no, are they 13 or are they 9? I thought they were
13.
the,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever. I
They're
thought they
so
were
they're plantation 13. The nines are the elite group. So
yeah,
they're the ones that they're the group that
were
02 came
clones.
from
Yeah.
with all the whites. Yeah, who are clones of
Okay.
her.
Yeah. So, like, they're
Yeah,
the plantation 13 is, they've all become, they're all adults now, and they're living their life, and they come to find out
yeah,
they can procreate and have kids, and that's what they're doing, and they're trying to live a
yeah,
regular life. And all the while, Strelitsy out there, straight up just murdering the cockroaches, space cockroaches.
fine
They're just
aliens.
trying
Yeah,
to, they're just
cockroaches. Yeah,
they're
wiping them out.
exterminators. They're out there
Yeah,
with the biggest cannerade, and just like,
Ray.
just you know what, forget it, just, yeah, get out of there. Like, what, you wanted to be together, you are together, just go home. Why go to space? Like, no,
Yeah,
we gotta end them
so unnecessary.
because
Yeah.
they gotta be dead. Like, I don't know.
And the
Like,
most
they're,
infuriating thing
go on.
is they don't end them. They're still
They
alive
don't.
at the end after
They
all
they
that.
end themselves. They end themselves. They lose.
Yeah,
They lose, and they become a cherry blossom tree.
a, a cherry
Is it a
blossom tree.
cherry? Are they
I think it's a mistletoe tree or something like that. I don't know. It's something.
It's
It's a
something
tree.
like that because he says something later
Yeah.
earlier because he said some of the stuff they kind of try to call back to because he says that he likes her
Yeah.
hair. It's pink like the tree. It's like it's gonna be blooming and
Yeah.
beautiful, and then eventually they like give life to this tree that comes down. But the only way they were able to do this is because there was one of the little girls just said darling, and they could barely even like nothing was
Yeah.
even like, why did they all
Yeah.
decide, we need to hold hands with this statue and pray and send good
Yeah.
vibes up? And I'm like, and they do that for like 3 days straight or something like that. I'm like, but
So
from what,
I
like, where
think
did
that
you?
part. Uh, I was trying to think. So it goes back to so we get to the part where they Strelitzia goes out into space, the big Apis one,
Mm-hmm.
um, and they're all there at 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 Earth. 02's just like kind of zoned out, a zombie right now,
Mm-hmm.
and Hiro's trying to, you know, get her to talk and stuff like that, trying to take care of her, and they're all like in the beginning phases trying to figure out what to do. The war just ended; they went out to space. Um, it's because Hero Two found out that her mind was still trapped in the mech, and that's why he needed to go to space to get her. And so, when they're in space after everybody else comes back, when they jumped into the other part of the universe, um, Zero Two's body becomes a statue stone. And so I
Mm-hmm.
think at the end, whenever, because that the little girl is Mitsuru and Rapunzel's daughter,
Yep.
that they had,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like saying "darling," and they both like, it clicks in their head like, "Hey, she doesn't
We
know that
never,
word
yeah,
yet. Like
never heard
they
it
didn't
before.
teach her that word,
Mm-hmm.
but they know 02 was they heard that's where they heard darling from the first time was 02." And so they kind of, I think it kind of clicked in their head like, hey, the last time we went into space because her mind was still trapped in the robot, so maybe she's trying to reach back out to us through this statue. So I think that's why they all go hold hands and kind of just try and pray and talk to try to get through to them telepathically, because they realize that's how
Something's
Zero
going
Two
on.
left them.
Yeah.
Um,
So the thing is,
yeah,
like,
something's
okay,
going on.
the show is really well drawn. It sounds great. The action is fun. There are a lot of great things happening. There's some moments. There's a moment where
Yeah,
she kind of starts to lose it, and he's starting to lose it because they're battling. I can't
yeah,
remember who they're battling, but she's kind of like
yeah,
going crazy. 02 starts to go
yeah,
crazy, and you see like a demonic side of her, and of course
yeah,
she's on all fours and he's like steering her butt, and but then
yeah,
she like flips over and she's like this red like glowing demon, and it's almost like a nightmare thing that's happening, and she like comes up and grabs him by the neck like she's gonna choke him, and that scene
yeah, yeah,
is so cool. It's like I was like, oh, this is
yeah,
like what a cool like visualization
yeah,
of this moment, and like the way it's been drawn and like the way it looks and sounds is really cool,
yeah.
but that's what they've done.
That was right before, that's where we got into the flashback. That's
Yeah,
like that situation led to Hero finding out,
that they've been
everything
connected this
about
whole
them.
time. Yeah, because those
Yeah,
those moments are cool. Like the fact that they had this storybook, and that was the only thing she had. She
yeah,
was like wily and crazy, and but then she saw this story and like saw these colors and was like, oh, like this is beautiful, and I want to have this. I want this to be
yeah,
my life. And then they recreate the
yeah,
book later on. And so like there's some strong
yeah,
things like that in the story. Like on paper,
yeah,
like it's all very strong, like
yeah,
everything that's happening. They are kids, they
yeah,
don't know
yeah,
anything, they're trying to figure out the world, they come to find out they've been lied to. Can they trust
yeah,
quote unquote Papa? Who is he? Like there are
yeah,
some things like they're all connected. Love conquers all. This whole thing is happening, but then just like the execution near the end, them not like I
Yeah.
want to be like emotionally invested in some of this stuff, but the way
Yeah.
they like resolve things don't allow me to, be fully
Yeah.
invested. I think I started to not
I
care
would say, yeah.
after a certain time.
Yeah, if you go and look at reviews and like in the fandom and stuff, like a lot of people liked it up
Uh-huh.
until the end.
Yeah.
Like you'll find out a lot of people didn't like the end, how it ended.
Okay. Okay.
There's still people who still want a season two, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but as a story in and of itself, it was really well done. Um, it's a really well done coming of age story.
Yeah.
It's a group of kids going through life, figuring out their emotions, you know, basically like finding out, they're finding their place in the world as
Mm-hmm.
well. Because there is a scene where Hiro is before the big battle. Hiro goes and talks to the Illuminati. He's like, "Hey, we've known you've been lying to us and stuff." So like, after this big battle, we want you to release us and let us go. Like
Mm-hmm.
we want nothing to do with y'all. And they agree to those terms. Like, all right, if y'all can win and survive, we'll leave y'all alone.
Mm-hmm.
And so it really does well on that front of like these kids are growing up in a world uh, that has, which is a real thing right now. Um, it's like every generation lives in the world that the generation before created, and they
Yeah.
have to figure out either their place in it or a way to change it for the better. Because a lot of
Yeah.
times it doesn't. The generation before doesn't leave it in a good way, which we
Yeah.
see this. This dystopian universe. They have tossed everything aside for immortality, and it kind of brings that part into it, like what people are willing to give up to live forever, because Dr. Franks was the one who helped create immortality and find it, but he himself never took it because he didn't want to lose. No, that was the wife. His wife didn't take it because she wanted to have a kid. He didn't do it because he doesn't want anybody messing with his body. Um, but there's a sense of like, even as a scientist, he said like, I'm really not sure about this because this is a heavy price to pay for this,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And it talks about like it brings that stuff up, like what people are really willing to give up for the sake of immortality. And like with the power supply too, like they
Mm-hmm.
were willing to destroy the earth for this power or whatever that they found.
Tell me this, and surely this is on some reviews somewhere, theories or whatnot. This is a Frankenstein story. This is a Frankenstein story. He's Dr. Frankenstein.
Basically,
I
Frankenstein.
mean, right? Think about it.
Frank's Saints
He's
Warner Frank or Frank Warner.
yeah, I mean
He's
like
there.
he is it's Frankenstein. He's taken this
Yeah,
reanimated life and has created this whole thing and they are it's of his making, his own creation, and they've kind of like
yeah,
lost control of the monster, Zero Two. And
yeah.
I mean,
It's
it's a
AI, man.
Frankenstein.
That's what
It's
it is.
yeah, dude. Like what that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm like, here's the thing. Like I'm looking
Yeah,
for a through line as far as a story goes. I want, the
yeah,
beginning of this thing to have the ending, and have us kind of like everything kind of can stem
yeah.
off of this one line.
A,
But at a
a
certain point,
cohesive line.
yeah,
Yeah,
but at some points they just kind of introduce a new line and never come back to the original
yeah,
line. This thing kind of segments off, and we have like alternate realities that are just kind of like, we just introduced this thing, but
yeah,
also, we won't talk about it later. And they kind of, I was like, okay, well maybe this is what the show is about. But they talk about how like the humans kind of just we need to find new resources. We need
yeah,
to do something else. That's the part that
yeah,
we're gonna mine this
yeah.
this magma. What was it, like magma energy or something like that? That's what we're gonna do. And I'm like, okay, that's what this is
Yeah,
about.
magma energy. Yeah,
And it's but that's not what the show's about. I was just like, what is this show about? And stop bringing up other stuff. Like, just can we focus here? I just need you to focus
On one thing.
on one thing and do it right. And like make me. And here's the other thing too. Is like make me like I want to in a story like this, I need somebody to hold on to. I need someone to care for. I need you to uh give me a reason to like one of the guys, he's one of the nines. He's one of the angel dudes and he's just like a jerk. He's a jerk face the whole time.
Alpha.
And
Yeah.
Alpha, he like sacrifices himself, which could have been a moment, which could have been like, oh, cool, like he sacrificed himself for this. But also, I'm like, good, good. I'm glad he's dead. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want
Yeah.
what you wanted. What you wanted for me was like, oh no, he gave himself up. I'm like, no, I don't even care about this guy. Like, I
It
don't care
really
about
is
this
that
character.
like brainwashing almost. That's basically what they were. Like
Yeah,
it was full on like
yeah,
brainwash
they
type.
were
Because
blind
even with
fanaticism.
Zorme too, like
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But the thing is, you know
like
what I'm saying?
Zorme
Like
was the same way. He still believed in them.
as a story though, I want you go ahead and kill off a main character or do something to make me
Yeah,
like fully emotionally invested in the rest of the show to give me like, okay, this is stakes are
make me
high. We
care.
need some stakes. Yeah, make me care. And they refused to do it. They just wanted to give us a happily ever after kind of story, which they do. Besides the fact that I guess they kind of, but they end up living together anyways. They end up going together anyways. Hiro and Zero
Yeah,
Two end up dying together
yeah,
and living a life
yeah,
that they always wanted. She wanted to just they wanted to fight. They wanted to pilot a Franxx, and
yeah,
that's what they did. And they did that together,
yeah,
and they went out in a blaze of glory.
yeah.
I
I will say,
mean, uh-huh.
in Doctor Pervy Robotnik's flashback,
Hmm.
it was in 2025 when all that started.
Yo, AI, dude.
It's
You may be onto something. AI is happening
yeah,
right
and
now.
then I think it was 2037 is when the Klaxor showed up. So we got 12
Just be
years.
yeah, just be on the lookout.
So Pervy Robotnik's out there being devious right now,
Yeah, yeah,
doing
yeah.
who knows what with
Don't
AI.
hey, what
We
we
got to
need to
stop
do
this
is
man.
we need to like they need to have guards around this supercomputer. Have you seen this that it's like a
Yeah,
quantum computer? Have you seen that? If that quantum
yeah, the
computer,
quantum
if
computer.
Pervy Robotnik gets a hold of that and AI and puts them together, dude, we're
We're
in
done.
for yeah, we're done, son. Like that
Yeah,
quantum computer and AI together could create something terrible. Like maybe a
yeah,
wormhole, you know what I'm saying? Like it can figure out how to open up
yeah,
wormholes and will bring in monsters. Oh my gosh, dude. But
yeah.
hey, you know what? We
Yeah.
watched this
Oh
show.
my
We
god.
figured out how we're supposed to
Yeah,
defeat it. So we just need
yeah. Just gotta make these robots.
yeah, and we know how to fly the robot
Yeah.
already. You
Yeah.
know? Oh snap,
Maybe
dude!
we can find a better way to do it.
This guy, someone figured
Uh,
out. Don't let Elon Musk see this.
yeah.
He'd be like, you know what? We've been driving
Yeah,
cars
nah.
this wrong the whole time.
Yeah. No time.
The whole time.
I know what the new Tesla
Uh,
model is gonna be.
that new Franks, the Tesla Franks.
Tesla breaks.
I don't know. I
What else? What was I gonna say? Oh man. Um, yeah, this show is like so crazy. The part of the ending I like. I do like that we get the epilogue. I do
hmm
like seeing them finally being able to figure out a way to live and survive,
Yeah, yeah,
and seeing them grow up. Because a lot of the times a lot of the shows that end like, oh, okay, it ended, but you kind of want to see what happens after. They went
hmm
through this journey, they made it to the end, and it's like, all right, cool. You kind of want to see what happens after, though.
yeah.
So I do like that part of it. like seeing the kids. All right, we figured out a way to cultivate the land to bring it back to life. We found a new energy source. They got windmills. They figured out how to do that.
Big
And
windmill.
there we see at yeah big windmills, and then we see at the very end basically society coming back to life
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
behind the tree at the end. Um, and then it kind of ends with like because their whole main thing that they told both Zero Two and Hero, the group, is for them to come back. So like we're gonna wait here and we're gonna make a home. That way y'all have something to come back to. And
Hmm.
so as they're dying, their souls are going through the universe. They're saying, "Hey, we made a promise that no matter where, no matter how far apart we are, no matter what time in life we are, we're going to find each other." And so
Hmm.
they kind of base what is it? It's not what is that word? Re uh
Reincarnation. Reincarnated.
Reincarnation, yeah. They basically get reincarnated and they meet each other again as kids, and
Hmm.
then it ends with a new story begins. And so
Yeah.
they kind of do keep their promise. They come back into their life and they're going to be
Hmm.
able to reconcile, and hopefully for in a better timeline, perhaps,
Yeah.
hopefully. But all in all, I have this show made me laugh so hard. Like I said, the dialogue and the stuff they say is hilarious and so funny. But I actually do love this show. Like the story that it had in the
Hmm.
back, up until the crazy parts, the main story of the coming of age, them figuring out who they were to each other. Like it really did make me love this show. Um,
I think that's the strongest part of the whole show that you just kind of hang your hat on. They had that part of it
yeah,
so fleshed out, and was the thing that we could kind of hinge everything else on, where they're just like, there's this beautiful connection that we can explain, and that's totally fine. Like, there is no explanation as to why, except for when they talk about the Dijon mustard bird, about how, like, it's the
yeah,
stories about
the
soulmates.
Dijon.
They have
Yeah,
a magical soulmate connection that will transcend time and space, literally transcends time and space. And that's ultimately
yeah,
what this show kind of is kind of really kind of driving home. And that's the strongest part of this show, like, and there are some other like really great things, the way it looks, and there was a lot, it was really cooking at some points, and there's some points in the show, like even in some of the episodes where I was kind of like, okay, what are they doing? What are they? But every now and then they kind of
yeah,
they would pull you in with something that you go, oh, I like that idea. I like, that they are
yeah,
exploring existentialism, and they're exploring, the the earth itself, and renewable energy
yeah,
sources, and like motivation and all this kind of stuff. They bring up a lot of good things. It's just, I think they just kind of bring up too much of it and try to, like, for me, it becomes a little too segmented and convoluted for me to like
yeah,
fully invest, or to like fully suggest somebody to watch it all the way through, because I
yeah,
want this show
yeah,
to be as good and finish as strong as the first couple episodes were. Because, man, when it
yeah.
took that
That's the
twist, and
first
we
half
come,
of it.
yeah, that first half of it, that is just like, yes, we come to find out, like, wait a second,
It's the Game of Thrones effect.
that a little bit. Give them the whole what is it? All the fan service at the beginning of it. Then
All
the
the
show
yes, yeah,
becomes really good and convoluted, and then the last season they're just like, I don't know.
whatever.
His name is Jennifer and Josh. Kill everybody.
Trish and Josh.
It's like,
Yeah,
look, they figured out they lost names. They don't even know how to write new names now.
yeah.
Come on now.
No, 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 no. Yeah,
But yeah, but for the most part, yeah, like you're saying, it was an enjoyable ride. I really liked the way it looked, and I loved I love her as a character. Zero two as a character
Yeah,
is a very cool character, just in general, like her with
yeah,
the little horns that she's filing down, and how she's
yeah,
both like beautiful and dangerous and like unfeeling and both feeling at the same time. So like driven, like as a character and character design, like
yeah.
super awesome. I can definitely get on board with that.
It's okay.
I'm pretty sure that the people are cosplaying. How old is this show? It's not too old, right? I mean,
Uh, no, it came out. Let me look
2020 or
at it. I
2021.
had it here.
Nah, maybe 21.
Uh,
The show
it
itself,
came
I'm
out
guessing
in. I know I wrote it down. Where'd it go? 2020.
2020. Yeah. So,
Oh yeah, 2018. That's what it came out. Yeah,
I yeah. Yeah. And that's why I told you,
yeah,
how dare
yeah,
you, sir? How dare you,
yeah,
like, because at first I'm like, I'm watching the show, this is ridiculous, and then I'm like,
yeah.
oh no, wait, this show is good. Joe Angel, like, it's on an
It's
arc
getting
that
in
like
it. Yeah,
yeah, it started getting to a
yeah,
point. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
there's a twist. I'm trying to
Okay,
think of the twist of
this
like,
is what he was talking about. Okay, I get
yeah,
it.
yeah, here we go, and then I'm like, no, no, where are we going? Where are we going? And so like it kind of jumped the shark for me. So it kind of left a little bit of a, because I want to tell a friend of mine, hey, you need to keep watching it. But then I'm like,
Yeah,
ooh, maybe. Also, I have some friends that are into like mech animes, and I wonder where this lands for
yeah,
them, as a mech anime, like,
yeah,
is it derivative? Have we heard this story before? I feel like, it feels a
uh,
little familiar in its
it's almost like a
overall tone.
space opera a little bit.
Yeah, like a little bit of a
I
space
guess you
opera, a
said.
little bit, by the way. It's just like,
Yeah.
no need for us to go to outer space, guys. Come on, dude. Like, you know what?
Come on.
You told me of times of them like doing a show and then redoing a show. Maybe
Yeah.
they come back and redo. Maybe they're in the background like,
And redo
hey, you
this
know
one.
what?
Yeah.
Let's just do it like the manga. Let's just do it like the manga. No need for us to switch it
Yeah.
up. Keep all the
Let's
first couple
fix this. Yeah.
episodes. Yeah, and then just
Yeah.
finish it like it's supposed to be finished. Don't mess with that. No, yeah, I
Yeah.
got notes.
That was, uh, so now that you watched it,
Mm-hmm.
uh, would you call, real quick, would you call their relationship, Hero and Zero Two, would you call that toxic?
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
'Cause that
So
was the
now,
main
we're,
thing that you battled with the whole time. That
yeah.
was the main thing you battled with the whole time is like, when it comes to relationship, was their relationship truly toxic, or was it just because we were having outside sources and we didn't know the full story?
That is an interesting question because, initially, I think what it is that it like if you look at it without the backstory, without them knowing
Yeah,
that they do have a connection, like that is, I think that's the thing that
yeah,
that convolutes this, because if they didn't have the backstory, if they
yeah,
didn't have an early connection, because they establish an early connection, and for some reason they're drawn together,
yeah,
but also she is extremely
yeah,
abusive. she is she is
yeah.
a little
She
unloving, a
is.
little bit,
Yeah,
and he is
like
straight up
he's
simping.
blind. He's colorblind to all the red flags. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a simp,
she's
bro,
a
you know.
she's a literal red flag. He's blind to. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, literally, she is red. If she take off all that makeup, she is a red
yeah,
flag. Um, ah, it is interesting because it makes me think though how much what their love
yeah,
is really based on. Like, what is their connection
yeah,
truly based on besides the fact that I'm drawn to you for some reason? I mean, did they have good
yeah.
times? Did they have good times? I mean, I guess maybe they had some good times.
They had some good times. Yeah,
They had some good times later on whenever she decided to be cool. Because at a point, she's like, when she
yeah,
starts living with them, they
yeah,
start living together, and she's like, okay, see, now you can
yeah,
love her because she's lovable
yeah,
now. But what were you
yeah,
loving before? Like,
yeah.
what were you in love with before
Yeah,
besides? that he was
Well,
just
yeah,
drawn to her. He was just drawn to her, like, but I feel like that's a lot of animes or just TV shows in general. We don't get to see
yeah,
the thing that like they are truly, where's the real love? What is the love that is, what is this based
yeah,
on? Is it based on just physical attraction? uh,
yeah,
or did they have like a good rapport? Are we, for some reason
yeah,
they speak and they both kind of feel the same way about a certain subject matter, or they think
yeah,
the same way, or what is the love truly
yeah,
based on? What is their connection based on besides the fact that
yeah,
they just met each other when they were kids? Which I think is strong enough. I think there's
yeah,
something there that you just go, oh, well, we just saw something in
yeah,
each other and we made a promise to each other, but like, and we had fun with each
yeah.
other then.
Which
Uh, yeah,
they
toxic, bro.
ultimately came
Be
down
it toxic.
to being the same. Yeah,
Yeah,
toxic.
yeah,
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 being toxic.
yeah.
They're both
Be it
toxic.
toxic. Yeah, maybe so. They are toxically like,
Yeah,
man, I just want to see this world burn. They're like, yeah, me too. Let's
yeah,
burn this world. They're like, yeah,
yeah.
that's
Me
love.
too. Yeah, that's love, right?
That's love right there, baby. You just say we both
Oh
want to see the
man,
world burn.
that's
Oh,
love right there.
you know what else?
Going
The
to see
one
the
last thing I
world
really
burn.
like. I
Yeah,
like I like that big book, and big book propaganda kind of made its way into
oh
this thing, you know what I'm saying? Like big book told us,
yeah,
"Hey, read a book and you can learn how
yeah.
to cook. Read a book and you can
Read.
learn how to like those
Yeah.
plants need water, okay? Just water some
Start a whole
plants."
society.
Yeah, based off of books, baby. You know what I'm saying? Libraries are gonna save this world. Hopefully, it's 2025. We
Yeah.
got till 2037, you said. Read some books out there, guys.
Yeah, 2037. Read some
Read a
books.
book, baby.
Read a book,
Oh,
baby. Oh man, guys. Well, so I guess before we end it, I'm trying to remember. Did you write down? Do you remember where you
ooh,
put this?
what I, ooh,
As far as
let
your
me,
rating, trying to
man.
say. Let's see. I can't
I
even
have it
think.
in my,
I don't think I wrote it down.
oh, dang. I don't think I did either. Let's see
We'll
here.
give it a rating. It
Yeah,
go back and listen to our it's Ad Love Part One episode.
uh-huh,
That'll
uh-huh.
have the rating on there. Go
Yeah,
back and
yeah.
listen to it. Um, but where would you rate this now? Now that you know,
Oof,
concluding
oof,
one
oof, man.
out of five.
That's tough, man. I feel like over it's
Yeah,
tough because I want to just rate the beginning part of it and not the full thing because the full thing kind of
yeah.
doesn't do the rest of it justice.
Not the full thing.
Um,
Yeah,
hmm. I'd recommend it to somebody to see if they like the whole thing.
yeah,
And I don't know if I would tell them, hey, it kind of gets a little wild and I don't think it ends very well. Because that's a tough thing.
yeah,
Like, I want it to be a full good show.
yeah.
I would probably put it at 1 out of 5.
Let's see, 1 out of 5
You know what?
spaceships. How many?
Spaceships. How many spaceships am I gonna, pilot on my hands and knees?
You gotta blow
I'm
up.
a, I'll go
Pilot,
like,
pilot your hands and knees.
because half of it was really good, like 50, I would say like a little over half of it
Yeah,
was really good. Like I really enjoyed it, just didn't like the way it ended.
yeah,
I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5.
yeah.
Like there's some really
Three out
cool
of five.
moments. I think it can carry itself through like how well it's drawn, how the sound engineering, the music. I enjoyed a lot of that. I love the OP,
Yeah,
like I love that. I loved some of its
yeah,
depictions, and it kind of did touch on some
yeah,
serious and heavy subjects that they didn't really finish up on. But like overall, I'll give it,
yeah.
a 3. Where are you at on this one? I think you liked it a lot more. I mean, you watched or you read the
Uh,
anime, the manga. I mean, but
yeah, yeah.
it's up there for you.
Mine's still a 4 out of 5. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a 4 out of
Yeah, yeah,
5. Because like I said, even with the ridiculousness at the end, uh, with all the stuff, like I said, I laughed a lot at their dialogue of what they were saying of all the stuff they alluded to. But going beyond that, going beyond the surface level, the story was telling with all their relationships, with all of them growing up, like that was really well done, and caused me to love it and like it.
yeah.
Um, I did, yeah, like I said, I read the manga too. The manga, like I said, it went in a totally different direction. I do like the manga ending better. Uh, the way it ended because we didn't get the random space and all that other junk. Um, but it is like a show that kind of like when good writing doesn't have an ending. Like this is what happens.
Yeah,
Like it seems like,
yeah, that
or
is.
when nobody's just like really has a through line to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just like they're trying to wrap it up, but they don't know how to. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
but other than that, yeah, like I said, 4 out of 5 for me. One
yeah,
of my favorite ones. I loved it.
yeah,
I always
yeah.
laugh. I do prefer the Japanese sub. Like I said, I went through the dub. Yeah, I was like, I stomach through the dub. The only I hated, not really hated. I dislike how much Hero reminded me of uh, a Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon because he just sounded like Hiccup with a deeper
Yeah,
voice.
I can
If you
hear
ever
that.
watched How to Train Your Dragon, you remember his voice. It was just like
Yeah,
somebody doing the Hiccup voice but deeper. Like
I,
it didn't fit for me.
I
Like
got you. I can hear that. I gotta go back and
yeah,
listen to his Japanese voice.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I will tell you
like I
that
said,
I did watch I can't remember what show I was watching, but yeah, I had to go back from the
yeah,
dub to the sub because the sub was just like killing me. I think it
yeah,
was
killing you.
oh, what's that one on HBO I made us watch?
Naruto.
No, oh no, on
Oh,
HBO,
Ninja Kamui.
HBO. Ninja Kamui. Ninja Kamui in English is horrible.
Yeah,
But in Japanese, it's stomachable. Like you could like, okay, this makes more sense.
yeah,
This makes
it's
more
good.
sense.
It's palatable.
But
Yeah.
hey, I mean,
Yeah.
am I gonna go? Is this show gonna make me wanna, get into mechs and maybe look for
Yeah.
a demon wife? Maybe not, but
A demon. but
but maybe I
it's
might
good. It's a
I'll
good
at
one.
least
Like
I'll at least watch the story and listen to it. I mean, and I might suggest it to some
yeah,
people that are into something, kind of similar because I will say it's kind of specific. So I'm here
yeah.
for it, baby.
It's kind of specific,
Read a book, baby.
but we here for it, baby, and we are here for you. Read a book, guys. Read a book. read some manga. Read all the
Uh-huh.
good stuff. And give us something to read by dropping those comments. And where can you drop those comments? Drop them on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to us, wherever you watch us, guys. That's where we are. Give us those likes, give us those 5 stars, give us those reviews, give us something good to read, give us all the good stuff. And you can also go to our website, anime-me.com, where you can find not only this episode, but all of our other episodes that we have covered and watched, and where you can find links to all our podcasts and platforms and socials, and where you can buy your own Anime Me shirt, guys. Because as always, anime always has the drip, and there are some drippy outfits on this show. And guys, get ready because it is once again September, y'all.
Yo, I'm
And
bringing
you
some
know it's
fire,
gonna
son.
be when it's September. God, it's gonna be right
Lit,
next to
dude.
Toyota. What was it? Toyota does September.
September Toyota time, baby. Be ready for it.
Toyota. Be ready for it, baby. Well, I've been joined with a co-host Sal, and we'll see you on the next one. Liz.
Peace.
これはアニメミーでした。これから帰国の旅を始めます。ご清聴ありがとうございました。